Time for a little Stomper mail call. Got a bunch in today. That's mail. And thought I'd go ahead and open them all on one video. I thought about doing individual videos on each one, but yeah, just bust them all out now and get it over with. Alright. A member of the Stomper Museum sent me this. I don't really know what it is, so I'm going to go ahead and open it on video. I'm assuming it's something cool because he's such a cool guy. He's a country ham. Uh-oh. That's badass. Cool, man. Anyway, Garbage Pail Kid pouch. And if I wear it right here and wear it around, it'll be really cool. I could put my razor blade knife in it, maybe some pencils. Anyway, just kidding around. But anyway, this is pretty cool. It says 1985. I've seen these online. I've never had one. Mostly you can't see down here, but or you may be able to see a little bit, but I've got Garbage Pail Kid stuff on display, so that'll be I'll clean this up and that'll be going in there with that. I didn't know that he was sending that or anything. He just sent it as a gift, I guess. So now I owe him big time. Anyway, pretty cool. Period correct stuff from back in the 80s, way back. When I think of the 80s, I'm thinking like, yeah, 10 years ago when it was the 80s. And then I'm like, wait a minute, 10 years ago, holy shit, time flew. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get to opening because I got some cool stuff and I'm excited because I'm to the point in my collection where buying stuff is starting to get few and far between. Finding something that I need at this point is getting harder to do, so there's a lot of sitting around and waiting. A lot of people message me wanting to sell me stuff, and I'm just like, I've got 2 or 3 of those already, and you can't really prepare for this stage in your collecting. It's like you go hog wild and you collect and you buy and you buy and you buy and you start making shelves and you put stuff up, and you know, there's people selling you collections and you're driving all over the country to get stuff, and it's an awesome thing and it's great. And then all of a sudden you realize one day, I haven't bought a collection in a while. And then people message you and they're like, you know, hey, I've got this cool lot that I'd like to sell if you're into Stompers. And you say, sure, I'd love to see them, and they send you pictures and you're hoping for like some kind of rare DreamWorks or, you know, maybe some signed Stomper or whatever it is people like, you know, a rare Joustra from France or something from Mexico or something exotic. So they send you a picture and they've got like 25 or 30 Stompers laid out. Every one of them are things that you've got already on hand. So you're just sitting there like, you know, a year ago I would have bought it all, but now I've just got too many of the same ones. I don't want to buy anymore. So long story short, Aztec. I don't have very many Aztec Stompers. These come out in the early 90s and they're pretty cool. They seem to be 2-wheel drive instead of 4x4s like the old school ones. In a lot of ways they're similar to DreamWorks. They've got the same rims and stuff with a little nipple on the back. The chassis look the same. They don't say anything there, it just says chassis made in China. But they are kind of unique. The tabs on the motor covers are a little thicker, so they don't break as easy. But anyway, I've been wanting something I didn't have, and when this popped up, one of the members on the group had it. I had to have it. I told him, I said, I want it. And I was kind of in a bind because I had spent a bunch of money this week buying Stomper stuff. And the stuff that I had bought wasn't anything I really had to have. A lot of it was upgrades. For example, this is the Bronco I already had, and it's really nice, but it's got a few little bitty spots on there. So I bought another one to upgrade, and really didn't have to, but I was just to that point. I was like, I haven't bought anything, and sometimes part of the addiction in this hobby is buying more stuff. So I hate to say that I am an addict and I can't help myself, but that seems to be the case. So, so anyway, I had to hustle up some money, and that's why I've been putting a lot of stuff up for sale and trying to move some stuff. Right now, sales are slow. So when I buy something, I have to turn around and sell something, typically, to make some money back. And when things don't sell, I'm kind of limited on my buying. So anyway, long story short, I made sure I came up with the money. I wasn't going to pass it up. She also had this Bronco. I went ahead and bought it also. So now I've got those two, and I've got a Scotty, and she sold the Dodge on eBay last week, or let's see, I lost track. Maybe it was the beginning of this week. And I wish I could have gotten that one, since I'm a Dodge guy and everything. I was really excited to even see it though, and hopefully somebody on the group got it. Maybe we'll see it again someday in a collection. So anyway, on to the next box. One of the collectors on the Stomper Museum messaged me and asked me to help him do some pricing on some stuff, and I appreciate that people trust my knowledge, as they call it. It's kind of guesswork. A year ago what something would have went for, now it may not, and it sold on eBay for this price last month, but now this month it's this price. So there's really no set prices. We just look at sold listings. So anyway, I had a hard time getting this one for so long. I finally got two of them in my collection, and that's what I wanted. I wanted one in the box up here, the workhorse set, and I wanted one loose. And then I was going to stop. That was my goal. Well, anyway, the one that I bought last didn't quite look as nice as this one. It had a little flaw. I mean, we get anal over this stuff. So I thought, when I seen this, I better grab it. So I went ahead and bought it from him. And anyway, here it is today. And I mean, it's really, really nice. The tampos on it are great. That's what people look at if you're watching and you aren't in the Stomper hobby and you don't really know much about them. One thing to look for is these little tampos. Don't hold it by those, because your hands will rub them right off. If you grab it on the sides multiple times, it'll start to get thinner. And so best thing to do is hold it by the wheels. Sometimes I will hold it by the chrome, but even the chrome's kind of weak on these. So they're delicate to us, and people that collect, they want the nicest example that they can find. So you will see these on eBay. I mean, probably once a month there's one of these that pops up, but not with this kind of a tampo on it. And the seller's name, let me get his name here. I wanted to give him a little feedback, because I don't think I bought from him before. I had talked to him a few times. Sean Campbell is his name, and he's the one that I got this from, and he's a good, trustworthy seller. I appreciate when people do what they say they're going to do, and he told me that he would ship it out the next day, and sure enough, next day I got tracking and everything. So that's all I asked. I believe he sells toys and stuff online also, so you might want to look him up. And he has a bunch more Stompers listed for sale right now. If you go to the Stomper Museum, you can put in Sean, and it should bring up the most recent listings. Anyway, I also bought this carded Stomper from him. It's got some bubble breakage and things like that, which he told me about. But I thought, what the hell, you know? It was fairly reasonable, and he was hooking me up on I felt like a fairly decent deal there. So I figured I'm paying shipping anyway. It's going to cost me $8 to $10 to ship one Stomper priority, so might as well put something else in the box with it. So that's the story. And this one I am pretty excited about, even though it probably will seem lame to most people. But sometimes you just got to be lame. Now here's why I didn't dig deep into that with that razor blade. I'm glad I didn't, because it would have screwed them up. But anyway, this is the razor blade, and I had just now sliced through here. Had I went down deep, I've had people complain that they dug into a Stomper before. But anyway, had I went deep, I would have cut into these boxes in here. So here's what we've got. These are reprint boxes from the 80s. And it even had the original sticker printed on there. Anyway, this guy makes copies of them. And he's got Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and I mean anything you can think of, basically. So I went ahead and picked up the ones that had the Stompers on the back, and that is the Stomper value line ad on Count Chocula. This one he didn't have yet. He told me that that he would like to get it, and then I started messaging him that if he would about this one here, and told him that I'd like to buy two at once so I could save on the shipping, because shipping gets expensive. And I thought, if I buy the Booberry and get it here, it costs me $12 just for that one, and then he turns around and lists this one later, it's going to be another 12 bucks. So I figured get two at once. Anyway, both of these had the ad for the free Stomper, and they're all the value lines. And this one don't have the, they're just scans. Apparently he's picked up the original boxes and just scanned them in and made new boxes out of them. But done a nice job. These are going to look good on the shelf, and I'll be posting pictures later. This one here, of course, the price tag's not on there. It's actually in the print. So when he scanned the box, it said $1.99 on there. But anyway, that's Count Chocula, and I don't know if there's a year on here or not, the original year. I'm assuming it was like 84 or 85 or something, but I don't see it on here. There's the ad on the side, but I thought those would be pretty cool up on the shelf for display. And of course, we've got some value lines here that we can top off in front of it. So those are the value lines. So anyway, some cool stuff today. I'm very happy. I'm totally psyched on this garbage pail thing. That's going to be cool in my collection. That's kind of a side collection on the Garbage Pail Kids. I had a ton of those back in the day, and best I can tell, somewhere between second series to about fifth or sixth series is the time that I was buying them at the store. And I think they were $1 a piece or something back then. And you know, you'd go in and you'd blow $1 and get 4 packs of them, open them up, chew the gum, and just cycle through them and stuff. And sometimes you'd stick them or whatever. But I ended up with a shoebox full of those things. And we moved around, and I took them with me everywhere we went. And when I got to maybe about 15 years old or so, I was too cool to be letting anybody see me playing with Garbage Pail Kid cards. So I ended up giving them to some of my family members, in-laws, and I don't know whatever happened to them. They may be in their attic right now, or they may have gotten thrown away. But I had like complete series, 3 and 4 and all that sort of thing. So in the last year or so, I went back into the Garbage Pail Kids a little bit, and I ended up buying 1 through 7, I think, series. And I've got a lot of them full boxes, unopened, and then I've also got them in folders separated through each year. And I kind of sideline that. It's a on the side project, and I enjoy it, but it's not the same as Stompers are to me. So anyway, we all have our things, and it's like the fountain of youth. Maybe in the flesh I don't get any younger, but playing with these toys makes me feel kind of young inside, and it brings back a time where things were better and we had no responsibilities and no mortgage and no nags, stuff like that. So anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. Appreciate you guys watching my unboxing videos. It blows me away that people sit and watch unboxing videos and enjoy it, because I have a hard time doing that. When I go on YouTube, people are on there rambling like I am now and talking about their stuff and all this, and I'm like, you know, I just show me a picture of it when you're done. That's where I'm at. I'm just too impatient. So it's cool to know that people enjoy this stuff. You know, if you can't afford it or whatever, I mean, I understand. There are deals out there. Get out to get yard sales, rummage sales, whatever, garage sales. Uh, there's guys that find them at Goodwill all the time, and we all hate those guys. They post up that they found some rare stomper for $1.99 in a bag at Goodwill, and we just can't stand those people. So we wish we were those people. But anyway, I'm kidding. So anyway, thanks for watching. You guys have a good one, and I'll probably have another mail call. I think I've got something else on the way, maybe in the next couple days. So until then, Stomper on. Stomper on.